Romy Mac.
What up? What up? What's going on? What's going on? This is Romy Mac. Welcome to the Locker Room. Romy Mac 2 Cents presents the Locker Room. Special show for you guys tonight. I got the invasion going down of the Jet podcast. Just Enough Trouble. Well, 2 out of 3. That is, well, at least for right now. I got Evan and I got John from the show. So yeah, let's get it going. I'll get these guys on the line and we won't hesitate, fellas. Welcome, man. You guys ain't been up here in a while, but yo, what's going on?
What's up, man? Hey, what's up?
Yeah, bro. Thank you guys for coming back to the show, man. I got my I started it with you guys, even on the pilot episode. You know what I'm saying? So this is like full circle and all that. But I was roughly almost 2 years ago, man, that we did that. Amazing how time flies, and now you guys are starting to press forward with with your own podcast. So we got like different avenues to talk shit on, give good insightful views on different topics, and yeah, it's gonna all work itself out. Getting into it, J. Cole's album comes out tonight, man, like at midnight, and us being the hip hop fans that we are, I'm pretty sure we followed J. Cole's previous work up to this point. And I want to ask you guys individually, like, what do you feel like is his best album to date right now? And I'll go with B Rabbit real quick. Phillips, what's your take on that, bro?
Yeah, this one, I don't know, it was unexpected. I didn't even know about it till I think it was Monday, or I think you shared it on your page.
Yeah.
That he was coming out with an album. So I don't know. I think they're all different, man. All his albums are different, so that's always a plus. I think the one that came out in 2014, that Floyd Fiddles Drive, I think that's his best one.
Yeah. All right. Evan, what about you, Detroit?
Oh, what up? How's my sound? Using a different iPad.
Okay, sound the same to me. Pretty good.
Sound amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm awesome.
Detroit Diva. That's what that would be going with.
I don't like it. Well, I like For Your Eyes Only. Just because that was the only one I actually got into. But the dude is a genius, man. So I'm looking forward to the next album.
Yeah, man. Think it's gonna.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's rare to find like an artist that changes up every time. Either they find a sound and they stick to it for a while and get paid.
Right.
Yeah,
So this
man.
album, I have no idea, and apparently, like, I guess he has no features again or whatever. But then I was reading there are 2 features, but it's supposed to be like his alter ego or something.
Yeah. That's what I saw. Kill Edwards is his alter ego. For me, the best album to date, Born Center. Born Center probably has the highest replay value, at least in my iTunes library. It was just I was a fan. I was roughly a fan from the first album per se. I wasn't following him during like the Friday Night Lights era, anything like that. I caught on when I was in North Carolina, and my cousin, we were playing NCAA, I think 2012, and like he was playing something, and I just kept, there's this album. I thought it was just some local dude he knew, and it turns out he was a local dude, but he's big obviously out from a mainstream scale. He's big in rap, but he was from that area in North Carolina where I was, around like Fayetteville. But like listening to him, I was like, I like how I would say how down to earth that he would be. You know what I'm saying? Like with his lyrics and stuff. It did seem like he was bitter towards Jay-Z and Rock Nation a lot of times in the first album, with a lot of things kind of saying he made it without promotion and went to like England without any any marketing and all this. It seemed like subtle shots, but Born Center was I don't know, it was the one, man. I think me being the big Outkast fan, the big Tribe Called Quest fan, and he used 2 of their greatest, I would say their greatest samples to use, obviously the Electric Relaxation for the joint with Kendrick, Forbidden Fruit, and then of course what is it, the art of storytelling for in the land of in the land of snakes, which was good. You know, just talked about his time like being in LA and running into that same girl that he knew from like college and shit like that. And you know, it was dope. He talked about, you know, what was it, the song like Rich Niggas. It was just, you know, very relatable. All the production was, you know, was on point. And I want to say the standout track, Runaway, man. Like, I mean, what guy would not be able to relate to, you know, that song, you know what I'm saying? Where I mean, for those of us that have been like involved with I would say a lot of that were involved with like a lot of women early on in life, or currently, whatever fits your description. But you know, and just having someone that, you know, that's really like is just down for you. But you fight that, you know what I'm saying? You fight that urge, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, so much. And you try to, you know, it's almost like Carlito's way, you know, every time, you know, you try to try to get out the game, they pull you right back in type shit. And it's, you know, it was just, I just, like at the time, like the song pretty much described what I was going through at that current, you know, time when it came out in 2013? Yeah, 2013. When it came out. It came out the same day as that Kanye, the Yeezy album, right? That everybody said they wasn't feeling. I actually liked that fucking album. You know what I mean? Yeezy. But I mean, not enough, and not more than, you know, no more than like Graduation and all that. But I still thought it was a good album. But
the production on that feat was good.
Yeah. So what did you?
On you.
What is it? The thing called Forest Drive. And then Evan said he dug the No Mistakes Allowed, No Mistakes, whatever the fuck it was. I'm making them new albums. Yeah, I'm making them new fucking titles for them.
I think the last one he came out with was like more like a, I don't know, had like a Tupac vibe to me.
Yeah, it was nice, man. It was For Your Eyes Only. That's on that song.
Right. And a couple, I can't, man. There's one song on Ronnie, like something that Tupac would do for sure.
I mean, I liked the last album that I don't really remember the name to. There was a couple joints on there. It did come off as like depressing and stuff like that a little bit, as reviews were saying, but still, you know, it's still great work. You know, I really do like J. Cole a lot as an artist. My favorite artist, at least. I would still say my favorite artist right now that from the current generation. I would say Logic. Logic was you know, like Under Pressure is still by far, I would put that up there as one of the most classic album in my opinion. You know, that's still like that's like a go-to gym album. Like for some reason my I don't know, my shit doesn't work. I know, and then like you know how us Apple Music users, you got to download songs that are downloaded onto your shit. Like that one stays downloaded instead of just like listening to it, because the Wi-Fi in the gym is like crazy messed up. But that's the one album I can put on and be like, yo, that's the one. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what's so I mean, I imagine you guys are still working out, man. What do you work out to these days?
I mean, being that I don't work out, but I used to work out too. And don't laugh, man. All right. The
Here we go.
Man, I ain't gonna say it. No, I'm not gonna say it.
You gotta let it out now, man. What was it?
Every deployment I worked out. Nah, man, shut up. It's old. There. It was Nelly, man.
Which one?
Sweatsuit.
Wait a minute.
Sweatsuit.
Oh, sweat. Yeah. Oh, okay. You talking about she got that banana.
The one with the Heart of the Champion on it?
Yeah.
Is it Heart of the Champion?
Yeah. Oh, that was like. Oh, that was. You know, he had a couple ones because he had that na 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 na. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was heat. That was for sure. That was definitely hype music. You know.
I was feeling that out.
I think for me, I found a CD and it was like the BX in Iraq, man, and it was Little Brother, and it was one of their first albums, like a mixtape, and I listened to that CD from front to back, man, like the whole time I was deployed. I'm trying to think of the title. Hold on.
I remember when you told me about it. You was like, man,
Yeah, it was like,
you ever heard of Little Brother? I was like, ooh. Like, I can't be taking I can't not know what my white friend is talking about rap. And but yeah, they got some soul, man. It's one of the groups that you hear that stuff, you would vibe to it. I know who they were. Then you're like, damn, that's what this is. Like, all right.
Yeah. My favorite album by Little Brother is The Minstrel Show, hands down, bro, hands down. Like, I swear they were speaking to me, man. I listened to the album so late, bro. Like, I think that album came out, what, 2003?
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah, I didn't hear it until 2011, man. I felt like, damn, how did I let all these years go by? And I remember you playing, I remember John playing, what's the one, he played one Little Brother album when I was in the car with you guys one time, but I never really paid them much mind. But yeah, that Minstrel Show album, because I had heard the single off of that one, Loving It or whatever, with the stylistic sample. I was done. I was like, I have to hear this. Like, what, like, how did Ninth Wonder know to use this joint for this track, man? Like, that shit was just retarded. Listening to that album and just everything they was hitting in on, like, for those of us that have, like, I'm gonna say, don't really have the best I want to say relationships with our parents, especially like father son type thing. He always Fonte always hits in on that, and I gotta respect that. And like that one line, and yeah, go ahead, Jack.
Oh no, I'm saying he's so underrated, man.
Indeed, man. Indeed, you're not gonna see him. I mean, his lyrics hit home. I would probably put that in like how, and I'm not comparing him to Tupac and anything, but just how, like, Tupac never had anything that you was gonna be like, yo, this motherfucker just like, damn, you hear his style, like his flow or whatever. But his words hit home on a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? That folks were going through. And as I feel like with Fonte, and was it Big Pooh? Yeah, I think it's Big Pooh. Yeah, they hit home on a lot of stuff. They don't necessarily have to have like that flow that's going to stand out, like these crazy metaphors. Like, that's a lot of like how kids feel about when they hear Wayne. Like, oh, did you hear Wayne? He rhymed something with Jello. You know what I mean? It'd be like shit like shit like that. But the one line that stands out for me by Little Brother off that album is like, he said, I want a girl when I want a girl, and when I don't want a girl, I want a girl who understands that. And when I heard it, I was like, man, because again, this is years ago when I heard it. So I want to say 7 years ago. So I'm like, man, bro, like, how did he know to put that together? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
No, I agree, man. His first single that came out is, I think that was 2015, maybe 14. The Charity Starts at Home.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
No.
Album?
No, I haven't heard that one.
Oh man, yeah, you gotta pick it up, man. It's on Apple Music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably have to have like a marathon with Little Brother. And, we commonly
that was just him. That was a solo.
Oh, album. Was it? That was Fonte's one. Pooh has one, man. Rapper Big Pooh has one album, man, that came out. He used that Teddy, what was it? Turn Off the Lights sample. That shit was retarded. Fuck was the name? I'm gonna look for it right now. Yeah, Evan, we good on time? I don't. I know you're a celebrity. You gotta roll. So we want any problems.
Oh no, I'm right here, man. I'm listening to y'all.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, you a big Little Brother fan?
Oh yeah. I mean, and John's the one that got me into it. Jay, he's the one that got me into stuff like that. I wasn't really growing up. I wasn't into a whole lot of rap, really. Like, I was into stuff that was out, but I didn't start getting to my own style of music until pretty much I joined the military, and that's when I started opening up to a lot of stuff. And Jay put me on a lot of stuff that I didn't know about, including my boy Ron. Ron put me on a Nerd.
Oh yeah.
Nerd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I had no idea about them until he put me on it. And I was like, man, what's this alternative skater boy shit? But then I'm sitting in the throwing some turkey. Just, damn, let me
Yo, the most recent album is like that was my favorite album of last year, and Damn came out in the beginning, and then they caught the tail end, but it came out in December. But that album is like, I was like, wow, it sucks. Eminem. I think Eminem came out around the same time, and I have honestly until now I totally forgot Eminem came out with a CD.
Yeah, oh man, that was best.
It wasn't his best work. I'm telling you, all the songs you're gonna hear on like movie trailers coming up, like all these movies coming out during the summer. You're gonna be like, man, Eminem's got a new album. No, that's the same one that you didn't like. Yeah, but again, it's just like this. I'm just listening to it with with the producer here, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think anybody in Detroit's gonna be like, that new Eminem shit. Well, that shit was dope, or whatever the slang term is in Detroit. I don't know. You can school us on that. They call it E and the D. Yeah.
Oh man, what am I schooling you on?
Yeah, as far as like any how do you say something is cool or something is good in Detroit? Is there any slang terms?
Oh, we say it's dope.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's dope. That's it. All right, Papa Doc had one. Yeah.
Papa Doc had one.
But
I don't really use lit or fire. I don't use lit or fire much. So
yeah.
It's dope. Them shoes is dope. That album was dope. That song was dope, and that track was dope.
Yeah. Do you see Eminem ever returning back to that from an album perspective? Because nobody wants to see him like in a battle or nothing like that. His spot is solidified there. But as far as like from an album perspective, do you see that return?
I think, and against my Detroit hood.
Yeah.
I think when he was on drugs and stuff, he was putting out the most creative, weird shit, but it was nice. Because it was his, like his alter ego. But now that he's clean, he's putting out some more heartfelt lyrical shit. And I do think there's more to come from Eminem. I do not doubt the man at all. And I know he's got at least one more dope album left in him.
Yeah. I don't know. He might have to go back to the root. He might have to go back to the roots of things and get with D12 or something like that and do something, man. I just feel like just listening. Yeah. Just listening to him now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can definitely see the growth, and a lot of us get caught up in like how the same argument can be made for Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Folks be like, like I say, I want the old, the backpack Kanye, but Kanye's supposed to stay the same,
Right.
But it's like, Jay-Z said like, like he said, and what's the one shit, off, what the fuck is the name of that? The Swiss Beats one off of the Blueprint 3.
He won my old shit by my old album.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the fucking line. Yeah, I just can't remember the damn song right now.
No, but I mean, it's true. I don't know, Eminem would sound kind of weird rapping about drugs and partying at like 40-something.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't doubt him either. I mean, and I don't think anybody would ever call him out because I think he would probably murder anybody, to be honest. And then what was the remix that he came out with? The Chloroseptic remix?
I think so.
I haven't heard the remix.
Oh, the remix is like the song was alright, and I don't know who that guy is in the song, Thresher or whatever his name is, but he sounds horrible.
Let me see here. I'm trying to think what albums came out recently. Oh yeah, that's Cardi B's album recently came out. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but it was actually pretty decent.
I was impressed actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing I would listen to every day, but like I just, being the hip hop head that I am, and like I know that this music isn't for really us. It's more so for I would say the 18 to 25 crew of today. And I listened to it. I was like, she stayed true to herself, and that's one thing I can respect about her. If this truly is her, you know what I mean, as far as like the loud and brash, and just as they would say, like hood or whatever you want to call it, whatever term you want to come up with, just being being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like not forgetting where you come from, but no one stays like that forever. You know what I'm saying? It stays, at least it stays in that particular point in their life. You know what I mean? Like eventually she's going, you progress. You're supposed to do that. That's just what happens. You know, you elevate.
Man, y'all know what I'm like. I always thought I got to leave the show to go to work. I can literally take the show with me.
See, that's that Detroit diva stuff.
Yeah, my mom said something's wrong. You ain't got to leave the show. Just take the iPad with you. This is your conscience. How about you think about what you're doing?
Yeah.
Technology is mobile. This is your conscience.
I'm not Jamie Foxx. I'm your conscience.
I do like that one song she had with Shan. That's a pretty good song, man.
Yeah.
No, her album was nice, man. I mean, I was impressed.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I didn't expect much from her. Just because I had a song with her on somebody else's shit, other than on that young, which I mean, I think it was alright. It was just a catchy tune with another female with a dirty mouth. But the her album, she actually came out with some pretty dope songs, and being a new DJ, I do get requests a lot for that stuff. So yeah, the girl is on the dance floor and you feel all empowered. It's great. Love it.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump into something, man. This is a tip given by by my lady. She wanted me to pose this question to the show. And as far as like when your girl reads you, what is this? Your girl reads the comments you left on IG on other girls' pics. Me personally, I don't have that problem. I don't deal with that. I'm quite paranoid from previous situation, but how do you guys feel about that? You know, do you feel like the comments that are made there are cause for confrontation?
I can't speak on this topic. But I could say, I don't know. It might lead to something, I guess. I don't know.
It can.
Depends on, like you said before, it's insecurities, man. Like insecurity hasn't nowadays with social media. So I think it can lead to something, but I can't give you any good examples.
Yeah, I mean, again, I've never not that invested. I'm not that invested into that to even speak on it. Again, like me and my boy Donnie, like if he'll see like, I don't know, maybe like a nice picture like Megan Good or something like that, he'll forward it to me and we'll be like, oh that's, she look bad, but it goes no further than that. I'm not trying to get into Megan Good's DM or anything like that. It's like, hey, I know the man you with got 7 figures, but I have a solid 5, and I was wondering, if you would like to leave all of that to be with me. No, it's not. It doesn't work like such. You know what I mean?
I think that's different. I think it's different to like a picture of Megan Good or compared to just Megan on your friends list.
Yeah, that and even going to list and even going with that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yep, nope, right. Just leave it be, bro. That ain't, because that's call it what it is. That's a pretty problem. We all got our problems, you know what I'm saying? You just got to find a set of problems that you're willing to deal with. And I don't care. I don't give a fuck how pretty she is. I don't, man. They come, if she's by herself, she's by herself for a reason.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
That's really what it boils down to. You don't get mesmerized by all the beauty. Don't look into her eyes, especially if it's Erykah Badu. Don't look into her fucking eyes. But just do not get mesmerized.
Right. It's like Medusa. Shade of paint.
Yeah, well, no problems.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, those are all my examples. Like, once again, liking photos of celebrities is completely different. And then the time frame, especially at night. If you're liking things at like 2 or 3 in the morning, it's not a good time.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But that's the reason why I stay out of inboxes. I don't do it
Yeah, and I don't, I learned a lesson. I can, we're all family here, and I can be honest with my family. I was I was getting involved with some shit that I had no business doing, but I also learned a lot about the individual I was dealing with. You know what I mean? You don't know what lengths a person will go, for insecurities, and that's on both ends. You know what I'm saying? Like insecurities is a motherfucker, man. I won't even lie to you, bro. Like again, the shit that we go through, how we respond to it. Sometimes it can be to the extreme, and sometimes it's like, damn, did anything ever affect you? And does anything ever affect you in life? But to the point where you have to, when we're tapping into shit, that's paranoia. Like you've never seen before. I don't know if you guys have ever had that from somebody you were dealing with, but yeah, somebody tapping into your shit, man. Social media, and it's again, and that's it's living. What can you say? You know what I mean? Once you got, it's like again, you guys are cops. It's like you got the answers. I just need you to just say what you did. There's really nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? And that was the situation I was in, and you had to go through extreme measures to find out stuff, but that's what, it's like you got to take it. You got to take it for what it is, man. And again, I learned my lesson extremely from that, and like I said, I'm still paranoid to this day. I'm very well may still be watched, but it's just it's growing pains. But like getting sucked into that life, man, you can get caught up. You can get caught up doing shit you ain't got no business doing, and that's just life. But everything happens for a reason, though. You know what I'm saying? Everything definitely happens for a reason. So, ideally, comments put on but you guys' stance is like just know what you be responsible for what the hell you're posting under that picture. And I don't really know if that's gonna do anything, to be honest. Like, writing, I don't know, damn, she look good or something, damn, you look good or something like that. I don't really think that's gonna make her want to rap to you per se. It's that thing when you try to take it even further, like, send a DM and shit like that.
And it all comes down to trust. And
yeah,
but I think when your girl trusts you, it makes you less likely to mess up, I think, because it would hurt too much,
Yeah.
I think when they're suffocating and they're on you, like with a magnifying glass, I think people mess up more than someone trusting. That's just my 2 cents.
Oh, I like that. I gotta copyright that thing before you take it. Oh, we going to work. It sounds like we're going to work.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. It sounds like we're going to work.
Okay. You ever heard that phrase when they talk about what do you think? How do you think the context of that? Do you think it's something that's I don't know. I don't think it's say if you're looking for something, you're gonna find it, because I think.
All right, Detroit, Motown. Are you there, Motown? Sound like a Nintendo game over there.
What's he doing?
I don't know. He's fucking playing Ninja Gaiden or some shit, man. I don't know why he's why he's waiting to come back, man. You saw this shit this week talking about like why would you compare? I sent it to you guys, but like folks are comparing from a stage performance perspective. They're comparing Beyonce to Michael Jackson. Cut it out.
Why?
Cut it out right now.
It's like the same thing as like Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Man.
Yeah. Stop, because Beyonce does not moonwalk. Okay, she doesn't.
People say use the phrase, if you look for something, you're gonna find it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And to me, I think it's kind of wrong, because that means something was actually wrong. If you look for something, you do find it. So were you wrong for looking? But in another context of it, it could mean if you're looking for something, you can create anything out of what you find. So I don't know. It's a paradox to me. Securities and the affairs of the heart and shit like that, man. That's why I'm kind of anti-dating right now.
Well, as we talked about on your guys' show, You know, again, people can be two different people, like in real life, and have a social media, pretty much alternate ego, and that's the creepy part. You know, and it's not even just the guys these days. It's definitely, you know, like women are you know, could definitely do their part in that. You know, so now we're at a point in time where we don't know what is what.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's scary. I mean, I couldn't imagine dating nowadays.
Yeah, man. People go. I mean, there are all these Facebook groups and all that crap that people can get into. You never know they're part of a sex group on Facebook or and they're all over the place, man. It's kind of freaky.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I'm in 6 of them, so.
Oh well, damn.
I'm kidding. I don't know. Am I kidding? I don't know.
Yeah, he's in the Motown Browns group. Yeah, you know. That you have.
Detroit what?
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Tampa Tramps. You know, we got the Tampa Tramps and
Tramps.
and the Miami Scampies down here. Got to be a part of that Miami Scampy. And yeah. All right. See what else we can get into, man. Get into some sports stuff. Will the Cavs make it out the East, fellas?
Yeah, I think the Cavs went out of the first round, but second round, I don't know. I mean, Philly looks good, man. You know, I mean, they go at it. Philly looks really good, and I think they got a lot of weapons. But I don't think the Cavs are going to reach the Eastern Conference Finals.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because Boston has to play Milwaukee. So where's Cleveland, right? I have to look at the bracket. But I'm thinking
They were 1-4, right?
yeah.
It's 4-5, I think.
Yeah, Milwaukee and Boston, and then you're gonna have your they're gonna I think that I think that Cleveland itself will I think they might make if they make the conference finals, yeah, they're there. If they don't make conference, if they go, you know, obviously next round and that's it, then whoever, depending on who they play next round, that will determine, you know, as far as like if they make it to, you know, again the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
And let me take a look. I'm gonna take a look right now to see who that is. Yeah. So they would end up playing Toronto. Yeah, they'll be in the conference finals. they'll be in the conference finals. I don't trust Toronto. I don't trust shit. I wouldn't trust Drake. I wouldn't trust Drake, man. I don't care if he has God's plan. It is not happening for them. You know?
So hey, that brings me to a subject. So the celebrities that are attached to these teams, man. So you see Kevin Hart on the sideline with the Sixers.
Yeah.
Drake on the sideline with the Raptors. You know, Jack Nicklaus on the sideline with the Lakers. Spike Lee on the sideline with the Knicks. Do you think they help or hurt the squad when they sit there like that?
The Sixers won? I'll be damned.
Well, the Sixers won today?
Yeah, 128, 108.
Like 20.
Yeah.
All right. Now, last game, when Miami won, D-Wade, I think he dropped 29 points.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you tell Kevin Hart that was for him. I don't know why he said it, but he did it. And I was like, oh, shit.
So you'll play hard depending on what your best friend, that's his friend. You know, they're cool. Like, they hang out and shit. Like, don't they talk, like, didn't he talk about him in his stand-up that one time?
He did. When he said him and D-Wade, he went out and said, he got bottles, I got bottles. He got bitches, I got bitches. Well, I had bitches, my auntie was there.
Yeah, she ain't no bitch.
I ain't gonna call her a bitch. That
Yeah.
wasn't gonna call that. Yeah.
So,
Stand
yeah.
by, so we gotta jump off for a quick second. I'll be right back.
No problem. Being the Johns will keep it going. But so yeah, Jay, you think you know the Cavs make it out? You think they'll make finals this year?
I mean, so weak. I don't know. It's just so weak in the East. So I mean, LeBron James
I think he can take that team. I think he can take that team to the conference finals.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see. I mean, they should be able to beat Indiana, and then. I mean, Cavs always have a good series with Indiana, so I think it's kind of like a little mini rivalry type thing, you know.
Yeah.
But LeBron, so I think he can at least get to the conference finals.
Yeah, I think.
And last night he played. I think he scored like 16 in a row last night.
Yeah.
Something like that. He can take over a game. I don't see anybody else in the East. Well, honestly, I think the Sixers might make it to the finals, but I think I'm starting to get on the bandwagon for them.
I feel like this. I would love to see Philadelphia play Cleveland 7 games, and I think Philadelphia can do it in 7 games. I think they win. I think they win in 7 games. That'd be great for the NBA, and I hope that Houston takes down Golden State, and it'll be because of injuries. And I see Philadelphia versus Houston. And then I see Philadelphia beating Houston. I have in my bracket, I have Philadelphia and Houston that I did at work. But realistically, Houston will probably come out the victor. But I'm pulling for Philadelphia. That would be dope. That would be cool for Philadelphia to get that championship. You know, it'll say a lot about Ben. It'll add a lot about Ben Simmons' legacy already. They're just in prime. I just feel like they're in prime position, man. Them boys can shoot, man. Like JJ Redick, what is it? The other foreign cats that's on the team. Was it Bellinelli? He's on there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bellinelli and that other guy. I can't think of his name. Something like that.
Them boys can shoot.
Yeah. I mean, he makes everybody around him better already. Like, I guess. I mean, there's already people comparing him to like a young Magic Johnson. Houston. I don't know why I have no idea why they want to call him. You know, I'm not gonna call him Magic. I think Magic is Magic. I've heard Ben Simmons be compared to Penny too, as well. Penny Hardaway. That guy. He's underrated, in my opinion.
What was that? Ben?
I've always been no. Penny. Anthony Hardaway.
Mm.
Oh yeah. And that used to be my team, man. I always been a Magic fan.
Yeah.
So I'm in the Magic.
Yeah, I remember when.
But it seems like they're a farm team now. Turkoglu was the man.
Turkoglu, man. That was Turkoglu, one of the original European players that came to the league. And they had him on the cover of NBA Live.
Can I get us all on?
Yeah.
Like, how'd y'all do that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Are you usually gonna change the EA Sports cover because you're in a different country? That's how we do. That's how it goes down.
Damn.
And put Turkoglu on the front, like bucket.
Hey, but it always seemed like Orlando Magic would get like a good squad together, and then have.
Kroom tried to call, but I'm on 3-way, so it's not gonna be able to rock that. Evan, how much time you got?
I got like 2 minutes, yo.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll tell them to call back in about 3 minutes then, and that'll work. Well, like I said, man, big bro, appreciate you being on the show today, man. Thank you guys for having me on your platform, where we can talk about just bunch of random things, man. You guys doing great with the setup. Every day is a learning process, as you know, doing it yourself each week. Getting comfortable with hearing yourself talk on the radio, which is still weird for me. But is there anything that you wanted to add before you dipped out and we get Karumbe on the line?
All right. Well, I never thought I would enjoy doing a podcast, but like I said before, I'm talking to my homies. Like this is what we did when we were together.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a show that's meant to try to bolster something that we're not. We're exactly ourselves talking about things, and we're just letting the world in on our conversations. And I think that's pretty cool because we are some interesting cats. So,
yeah.
So I love it, man. I'm glad we're embarking on this journey together, and that we got 2 different shows going, and we can merge when we feel like it. And I think we're gonna be big, man. I think so. We are undeniable. So It's probably got y'all there. And Troy, too.
And Troy, too. Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
But I'm going to sign off, man. I'm about to go the DJ Sexual Paraplegic.
All right, that'll work, man. I'll catch. Yeah, we'll catch you on. We'll catch you on one of those Detroit sex sites.
That's right. Well, when you get, you know I'm going to get in the backyard of me pretty soon. So,
I'm getting back to the real, man.
yeah, I know.
I'm talking to Ronnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Scared, man.
Yeah. It's no joke, bro. It's no joke, man. But like I said, big bro, appreciate you calling in, man. I'll get with you. Yeah, Jay, man. So let me ask you, where do you think Des Bryant should probably sign? I would say before the season starts.
Where should he sign? I think he should go to Tampa Bay. So that's not going to happen. But there's a lot of stories of him going to the Giants, I think. That was the last thing I heard. And I think they just drop Brandon Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean,
they did. I think he's going. I think New York. I think you'll hear about it tomorrow. I think he goes to New York.
Probably just because he wants to play Dallas twice a year, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Wants to play Dallas twice. And that's what people do. They tend to do that. Like Sherman. He's taking the Sherman route, basically. Yeah. Yeah, that's what Sherman did. I feel like a good look for him, San Francisco, of course. You know, that's number one for me. but ideally, but realistically, nah. Odell and Dez on the same team with Eli, I don't know. But if I'm Dez, I go to Green Bay or I go to New England. Those are my landing spots, man. And I would probably go to, I mean, it's cold. Either location, New York, Green Bay, or New England, it's cold as a bitch, man. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Well, he plays what?
Green Bay would be a nice fit.
Yeah, he had to you know, get accustomed to the weather, but overall,
outdoor stadium.
yeah.
But yeah, I could see him with Aaron Rodgers, man. That's a good combo.
Yeah, it'll be a good look. Who else does he have? Because it would replace that. Who's the guy that lost? Jordy Nelson, that went to the Raiders. And I like that. From a Madden perspective, I think the Raiders are fun to play with. It depends on how they mark Marshawn Lynch, though, because I don't know. Years go by, they decrease in value, but I don't know. Yeah, so we got the draft next week, bro. Who do you trying to get Tampa Bay to pick up?
I don't know. I mean, offensively, they seem like they got all the pieces, man. They still need a pass rusher. I think they were like the worst in sacks. I forgot. It was like game 5, man, and we only had like 5 games in or something like that. It was pretty bad. Without a pass rush, you can't. I mean, the cornerback can only hold the defender for so long. So I don't know. I think offensively they're good. So defense for sure, man. Some kind of D lineman or something.
Yeah. San Francisco wide receiver. That'd be great. We need target. Good targets. Yeah. Jimmy did well his last few games, but it gives no coach was able to prepare for that. I look at Jimmy G's performance like what is it? Like the Wildcat offense. You know what I'm saying? You remember when the Wildcat offense came out for Miami and like everybody could, it caught everybody by surprise, but you have a season to like prepare, an off season to prepare for that, and the next year it was like, ain't nobody's falling for that shit, And I feel like that's what's gonna happen with I think that's what's gonna happen here with Jimmy G. Like now everybody's like, okay, though for those that have to play San Francisco, we know that this is what's gonna happen. Yeah, and I'm looking here.
So you think there's not enough tape on them yet?
Yeah.
They haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, and I'm looking here at the we play you guys on Thanksgiving, man. Well, Thanksgiving weekend.
In Tampa Bay?
Yeah, in Tampa. In Tampa,
yeah,
man.
We should try to hit that game up.
Yeah, try to. It's right. Money is a motherfucker, man. I tell you, I got so much coming up. I got another wedding this year. I got, of course, dates with dates to do with the old lady, and it's it's something, man. You know, you try to your money goes everywhere, and plus my kid is starting high school coming up, man. So it's like, what's
wow.
yeah, I don't even
pretty soon it's like car time and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Before you know it.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it, but you know, yeah, she grows up so fast, man. One day you're going to Chuck E. Cheese, the next you're taking her to get her nails done. That's how I see it.
Right.
You know, but you know, they grow up hella fast. We grew up hella fast in the same breath, you know, and now we're just, you know, watching life, watching our little ones go through everything we already been through, and seeing how, you know, especially for the ones you see that they, you know, the kids that see their parents every day, namely your kids, and like how my kid is, you know, up there in Detroit in the D. You know, you see your parents all the time, and you don't necessarily like you know, it's their job to like try to steer you in the right direction and tell you stuff, but you still don't listen. You know what I'm saying? I remember being a kid and thinking that, you know, again, when I was 14, 15 years old, I had life figured out when I didn't know shit. But that's what we're there for. You know, we're there to keep that, you know, keep us from going. You know, we're basically the bumpers at the bowling alley. You know what I'm saying? You might not hit a strike every time, but at least with us, you can hit 1 or 2 pins. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good point.
Yeah. So where the hell is?
Because eventually they can get to a point where I think I was talking to my wife yesterday about it. Like, parents are so important, but it comes to a point in time where like your friends are way more important, who you hang out with and stuff like that. And
yeah.
I'm luckily like blessed to have like great friends, man, and kept me on the right track and good examples. Because it's easy to fall in with the crowd and lose your way, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know it, man. You know, I was fortunate enough to be the youngest around us. You know what I'm saying? Like from our military days, I was the youngest, so I had a lot of older folks with me. You know what I'm saying? Not too old. I mean, you guys are like got me like maybe 5-6 years or something like that, but just enough to where I can, like, you know, I know where I have to bring myself to do. It's like we're not like doing silly shit like some of the stuff like some of the guys did in our dorms. Like, you remember that one? What was the one guy, man, that used to drive I think it was a Buick or some shit like that. I think you guys had to come in there because that fucker was like drowning, like he's laying in his own throw up naked. And the shit was like in the old dorms. I was like, what in the hell is going on? You know, everybody was like there. Man, if we had social media big like that, he would have been a world star video. But it was it was lame.
That's the thing about having good friends, man. You know, like, one of you guys wouldn't let that happen to me, or vice versa, you know?
Bro, he stole a cop car and ran into a pole, and then he came upstairs, and I don't know why he just got naked and he threw up, and he was sleep drunk, laying in his own shit. And like everybody on the second, everybody in the dorms was like looking, you know what I'm saying? And like again, security forces came in there. It might have been, I'm pretty sure Chop. I think Chop was there, man. God bless the dead. Because you guys, the security forces came up there. I was like, man, this is wild, bro. I never seen no shit. You know, I didn't go to college. You know, we didn't, at least for me. Yeah, I don't know if you went to college before coming in, but I didn't go to college, so I didn't see like these these effects of like drunk people, you know, passing out and shit. But I don't know what happened to Karoon, but I guess he won't be calling in. No problem. You know, I think we held it down pretty good, man. So I'll close out on this question, man. I would say, what is the hardest part of being an adult for you right now in where you are in your life thus far?
Man, I think just the hardest part is to like balance your time. You know, once you're in the grind and you're working, it's so hard to like take a moment and enjoy it. So being an adult, man, sometimes you gotta just make sure you have the time for your kids, your wife, you know, family, instead of just going, because you can get caught up in that rut, man, and before you know it, you're missing important things, and, you know, and not paying attention to the stuff you should pay attention to. So I would think for me, it's just finding the time and balancing the time with with family and friends is the hardest thing about being an adult, especially if you're responsible. Because I work in a job where I see a lot of unresponsible people that haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
And you go to their homes and stuff like that, man, they're in pajamas. It's like 10:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. So, but yeah, just time. I think time is the hardest thing for an adult, for me.
Wow, bro. Hardest part of being an adult that I've learned is trust. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say trusting that the people that you're giving off this particular love to are giving that to you in return, regardless whether that's your coworkers, your significant other, your friends, fellow drivers on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I've learned, everybody's not going to treat you the way that you feel like you're treating them, and that's just something that you have to somehow convince yourself that that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to think the same way as you. You know what I mean? And like, just because I get over when I'm on the highway, so another car can get in, doesn't mean another car is going to do the same, because they might be at a different point in their journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's like going through some shit and trying to find like that safe haven where they can find a sense of security. And at least for me, I'm still working at that, because again, I've never been most of my adult life, man, I was, as they say, single or whatever. So I get so accustomed to living my life a certain way, I don't really have to worry about anybody else, and it just seemed easier. But at the end, in the end, it's still just me. You know what I mean? And a lot of time has passed, and I look back at it, and I've hurt a lot. I've hurt a lot of people unintentionally, and I've been hurt as well, So it's kind of like, if you don't do anything, if you don't get involved with something, then you don't have to worry about the pain or anything, or the hurt, or feeling like you're giving more than this other person. But in the end, you still only have, yourself. And I always preach it all the time, man. Peace is big to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not able to have peace, and whether you're with somebody or without anybody, man, then I feel like that's what, roughly you should go out for. You know what I'm saying? Peace is everything, bro. Like, at least for me, like, it's like a must have. You know what I'm saying? Like to have peace, but trust, man, like that, just having that, being able to trust people, you know what I'm saying, to come through when they say they're going to do something, man, that's like been a really big thing. I want to say all my life, man, even before becoming an adult, but I learned even more being an adult how much trust is it's rare. It's very rare that you can trust someone, man. The most unlikely person you feel like you could, this person wouldn't do anything, and they could snatch the rug from under you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the scary. I think that's probably like the scary part, at least for me in my life, man. But I'm learning. You know what I mean? I really am learning of someone in my life that's got, is being, learning to be patient, and we're both working on each other, really, and I'm thankful. I'm very blessed for that. So just trying to channel all these emotions, man, and really get to where you are. You know what I'm saying? Like in your life, man. As far as like having everything settled, you have your wife, your kids. You know what I'm saying? All that setup. And all of that, man, it feels good. It feels complete, type thing. And I'm just one day at a time. That's what I always preach. But that level, again, the hardest part for me, trust. Just finding trust, man. That's really all I can speak on that.
Right now, that's important, man. Trust goes a long way, and especially if you lose it. Well, I think once you lose trust, man, it's pretty much over, relationship wise.
Yeah.
It's hard to build it back, for sure.
Yeah, it's a bitch, man.
But for me, it's time. I mean, it's just, especially, and not to get overextended. That's the thing. Sometimes you go, and you might get overextended, podcast going, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
on your show. And
It's awesome, man. It's been
we got a bunch of talent.
yeah, man. It's
a bunch
been
of talented people, man. We all
Yeah.
got our own talents, and it needs to be
no, you know.
sent out to the world, man.
We got to get it, it's got to pretty much promote each other, man. Like when I'm on, like I said, anytime you see it, anytime you post something, man, it's basically like I posted it,
Yeah, same here.
Um,
And I'll post it till the end of the day. And I had another debate the other day about the same thing. It's like, man, we put so much stock into these people. We have no idea who they are. They don't care about us.
yeah,
Like, people will post a Dan Tristan Thompson thing for days.
yeah, because
And I'll
it's
post something
juicy.
One of my friends, man, and I'll get no likes. I'm like, I know this guy personally. Like, we can all
Yeah, and that's the funny part.
be successful.
Yeah, that's the funny part right there. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen a meme. Is this guy? He has a company called Black Business, man. It's like BLCK Business. Follow his Facebook group, but he always puts like memes that like motivation for like business. And he was like, you put a post saying that what does it say? Like I got a job or something like that with someone, you get like 100 and some likes. You put a post saying that you started a business, you get like 2 likes and shit. You know what I'm saying?
2 likes.
And that's really what it is. And okay, cool. It don't cost you much, man, to do it. But that's fine. That's that's how some folk are, and you take it for what it is, and then we press on. But such is life, bro. Anyway, man. So I ask you this one last thing, and then we'll pretty much do our closings and all that stuff. But like how has it been having a podcast, man, for this time?
Oh, from the first episode was like, I don't know, it was just kind of unorganized, and everybody was kind of nervous about it. So,
Yeah.
which is funny. And I remember the first time I called your little pilot one, man, and I threw my phone out the window.
Yeah.
You asked me, well, talk about yourself, and I freaked out, man. But
That's funny.
I know. I know a lot of times, a lot of successful people say that, the fear is what stops everybody from doing things. And another really smart guy said, if you ever want to go to the location of all the greatest ideas, thoughts, most talented people, is the cemetery. Because most people take their talent to the grave and never let it out to the masses. So
Yeah.
fear, and we did that. So now we're on our show's on 18. You're probably on like season 2 already.
Yeah, I stopped counting, man. I just do. I think
Right.
I'm on like episode 67 of 2 Cents, and like the locker room. This is probably going to be like episode 30 something, man. So roughly almost 100. I've done more than 100 shows by now because I have on the YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, on the YouTube channel, I got like 100. Yeah.
You got 2 podcasts going.
I got like 4. I would say 4, man. And I've done it in a while. Cause you remember I had the interview with Rome with you and with you guys early on. I forgot the first name you guys had for the podcast, but I had that up there. I had the random shit. Random shit is cool because commonly, excuse me, that's with alcohol. So we're just randomly talking about anything, and that's always fun. So like if I ever came to, I come to Tampa or something like that, and we got like beers going, to have like a random shit episode with like you and Troy or something like that, and we just talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So that's probably my favorite one.
With the podcast, I think that goes the best route. Is like the more you plan, the more it sounds kind of, I don't know. Now I'm not saying like fake, but it's harder to get the conversation going when it's kind of scripted,
Yeah, I've learned that doing podcasts in person, like together, like if we're all in the same room, it flows a lot. Like the conversation flows just a heck of a lot better. But it's still fun, like me, Sugar Booger, shout out to Ebony, and of course Karumbe, and even my dog Joe for doing it with me. Like when I first, we first started out, and of course D Snacks, Darius, Marquise helped out, and then you guys, you know what I'm saying. So it's been a journey, man. Been a good journey. I had fun. I'm having fun with this, man, and we just got to continue to make it go even further, though. You know what I mean? So we'll continue to do that. So you got anything? You got anything you want to say before we close out, bro? Tell anybody about this. Matter of fact, let people know about your show, man. Like where they can find you and where they can follow the show.
Yeah, you guys can follow the show on, you can look on Romy Mac's page. He definitely shares every single episode, so we appreciate that. You can go to blogtalkradio.com/Just Enough Trouble, and then follow the page. We're on Facebook. You can find a link on your page, right? You got it.
Yeah,
on your page.
yeah. And of course, I got to show you guys how to put it on iTunes, man. That'll definitely expand your listeners. This episode will be this episode will be on iTunes after editing and all that stuff. But yeah, man, we'll get it all out there.
Yeah, and definitely, man. Once again, I wouldn't have started it if it wasn't for you, man, and so I appreciate it. And we've had some great times in the military and great stories, and the journey doesn't stop, man. And like I said, if I can wake up and do a podcast every morning, and that's my primary job, and that's what I'm shooting for.
Yeah, we'll work that, and maybe even just have like a sports corner or something like that. That'd be cool. Like to have that. That'd be like the main thing. Granted, it's cool that we talk about random ass stuff, but if we could get like a I don't know, like kind of like how they have like NFL in the morning on NFL Network, and we can get like a slot like that. That'd be dope.
Oh yeah, we had our own little studio.
Yeah, that will work. No group is allowed, and stay off the Instagram comments. Leave the Instagram models alone.
Don't do it.
Yeah, just don't do it. That's actually my favorite record off of the new NERD album, man. Don't Do It with Kendrick. That's my favorite joint off of that.
Right.
Yeah, but
yeah, he's definitely a legend already, Kendrick.
Yeah, he won that Pulitzer Prize, man. I wish Karumbi had called in. He didn't really care too much about him winning the Pulitzer Prize for that album, and not the more political To Pimp a Butterfly album. And I agree with him on that matter. But I'm glad he won it anyway. Yeah. You guys can check out all of the shows. I want to say produced by like Romy Mac on the YouTube, on the Romy Mac YouTube channel. You can look it up. You can look up 2 Cents on iTunes, in your podcast section, and follow the IG ROMEY_MAK, as well as Twitter, the same thing. And yeah, thanking Jay for being on the show today. But other than that, we out. Peace.